Hello, and welcome, my beautiful mermaids and mermen, my sea sponges of the sea, my fellow Pisces. This is our daily vibe message for the weekend, and that would be Saturday the 31st and Sunday the February the 1st, coming in with a brand new month. Okay, let's see what we've got here for our reading. What have we got? We have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Balance card. We have the Six of Water, Six of Cups, and we have the Eight of Fire. Let me move these over a bit. These are big cards. I'm working with the Angel card deck by Rodley Valentine. Five of Water, the Awakening. We've got the Eight of Water and the Emperor. Coming in at the end, we have the Page of Swords, Page of Air, and we have the Knight of Earth. Okay, let's see what we have here, my beautiful fellow Pisces. Well, let's turn our card over here. Our first card from the Cosmic Oracle card is stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. So you might be looking for validation and confirmation from somebody. You could be wanting to share something with somebody else because you need that validation, but know that the universe and the powers that be are saying, hey, you've already got this. You know the answers. You don't need to go out and seek any more. So step up into your power, Pisces. You are so intuitive. You trust that little voice of reason all the time, and when you do, it never fails you. So know that when you go within, you never go without. So maybe you need to take yourself into the hermit mode and just do some meditative work, speak to the powers that be, lose yourself in that space of time and ask the questions that you need answers to. But you're going to get validation. You know what they are. Coming in with that, you have the Ace of Swords and you have the Balance card. So the Ace of Swords is sometimes we have to make some adjustments and we have to change things up a bit. But the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Air, is that card of bringing us the answers that we do need. So it's very, very interesting that we get that with this Oracle message. So this is a card that says you're going to get clarity. You're going to hear something. Something's going to come in. It's that aha moment where the light bulb goes off. You see the light, you walk in the light, and you're able to see a clear sight line. So it brings you more inspiration. You're more motivated now that you don't have to be worried about a situation. You're not in the dark or the fog anymore. Now, it also refers to good communication. Communicating with those that matter. Communicating with those that are important. Communicating with the powers that be is very, very important at this time too. The Balance card comes in. This is Temperance. And this card says compromise, self-control, and moderation. Well, we know that the Balance card is taking ourselves to center. Okay, we need to just breathe in and breathe out, do our deep breath work, and think about things before we jump into them. Let's not jump to conclusions, overwork, overextend, or overindulge at this time. We need to just do things slowly and methodically. We need to think about our moves when we go out there and do anything this weekend. Spirit's got our back. And they're sending us this message that sometimes we have to compromise. We can't have everything our own way all the time. And that's okay. Stay in your balance of self-control and don't push yourself too hard, okay? Now, coming in next, messages from the universe. It says, in relationships, the biggest thing you must look for is consistency. Every time you forgive someone who is not being consistent with you, you are giving them permission to hurt you again. You deserve better. Pisces, you're one of the most sensitive, but also one of the most forgiving signs in the zodiac. And this is what sets us up. Because we're innate healers, we want to go out there, we're peacemakers, we don't like confrontation. Sometimes we put up, we shut up, and we don't give up. So Pisces, this is a card that says it's if you are in a relationship that isn't growing with you, isn't keeping up with you, isn't interested in the same things you are, and is not reciprocal, then you have to sit back and say, hey, I deserve better. I deserve to just, let this go and move on, and always know that you're going to see the right connections coming in. So Pisces, this is about you deserving more. Okay. So if you're in an unfulfilling, unreciprocal relationship, it's time to either sit down and communicate and try to, convey how you feel And then if things don't work out and there's resistance on the other side of the other party, or guilt or anything like that, it's time for you to realize your self-worth. So Pisces, you're so beautiful, you often get taken advantage of. Coming in with our cards for that, we've got the 8 of Fire and the 6 of Water. We're big dreamers. Pisces are big dreamers. We lose ourselves in our imaginary world, but that's where we get our creativity from. We get those little seeds to plant of new beginnings and interesting projects and goals. So Pisces, but you could be reminiscing about your past and thinking about going way back to your childhood. Sometimes they're happy memories. Sometimes they're disappointing memories. Sometimes they're grieving memories or sad. But Pisces, this is a card that says, you could be thinking way back into your childhood, feeling nostalgic. And that's what generally this means. But sometimes it means that somebody could be reconnecting. Somebody could be returning. There could be reconciliation, with a family member or or a friend or a colleague or anybody in your life that reconnects. I'm not saying that your ex is coming back and you're going to live happily ever after. I'm not a participant of that at all. I don't believe in it. When you part ways on a very passionate level, that doesn't often come to play. But stranger things have been known to happen. So Pisces, reconnection, they may bring time, effort, support, love, and maybe they owe you something, an apology or money. You could be receiving something like that. Coming in next, we have the 8 of Fire. Yes, those flying wands that are really taking off into orbit. It's all about activity and multitasking and speed. You're going to have to be mindful about your time constraints here. Be mindful of, your calendar. Make sure you write things down so that you can complete them in a comfortable manner. This card says, get ready to tie up your bootstrings. You're going to be very busy multitasking, wearing a lot of different hats and doing a lot of different jobs. Pisces, this is also the ticket to fly somewhere. You could be booking an airline ticket. This could also be the Wands of Cupid coming in. I said there could be some reconciliation or the return of someone from your distant past. Coming in the center position, this is our What's the Vibe? Well, it says feminine energy, and it says gentleness, nurturing, and mothering. So Pisces, you might be dealing with a person in your life right now that needs you more than ever, or needs your attention right now. And it could be a sibling, a child, it could be your partner, it could be a close friend, somebody who really needs your kind and feminine energy, the touch of healing, the touch of kindness, a listening ear, a voice of reason, and also a shoulder to lean into. This is basically you creating a soft place to land for somebody you care about. Some of you could also be hearing about an impending birth of a child or a pregnancy. The card coming in next is Awakening and the 5 of Water. Now, we talked about the 6 of Water, and with it comes the 5 of Water next to it. So this particular card is saying that you might be losing yourself in regrets and remorse and disappointments. And, this is crying over spilt milk. And, there she sits, and yet all she has to do is get up and clean it up. She's got more cups on the table and another whole jug of milk. So this says, let go of the regrets, let go of the disappointments. And if forgiveness needs to be issued, do it, Pisces. Don't be afraid, because it frees you. It doesn't mean you have to participate, accept, or condone any behavior, okay, that the other individual perhaps had initiated at you, towards you. So Pisces, let it go, wipe up that spilt milk, and move forward. It's done. History, past, gone. Now, we've got the Awakening, which is these upside down. We know that is representative of the Hangman. And this is a pause state of action, but know that it is only temporary, okay? You're looking at things from a bigger, broader, wider perspective. That's why they show him upside down, okay? He sees things differently. He's able now to get that aha moment, to see that Ace of Air, that Ace of Swords moment, and see things clearer. Accepting things are different, and accepting things in general that you might not have thought you were interested in. So this is about you keeping your eyes wide open to all opportunities that could be presenting themselves this weekend. Doesn't mean you have to participate in them, Pisces, but it means you need to know them and research them and see them. This is a temporary time here. You're not going to be hanging in limbo for too long. Coming in next, we've got the card Embracing. So this is the Sacred Destiny Oracle, and it's a beautiful card that indicates, sometimes life overflows with emotions, which can feel uncomfortable. However, the ensuing result of this discomfort can be of great value, perhaps arising from an unseen or unknown source. When we get this card, our emotions are seemingly overflowing. And we are very sensitive and we are very emotional, right? So we need to embrace the times that seem dark and murky, for our inner floodplains are being replenished. And as a result, there will be great spiritual and physical expansion. So embracing all our emotions. When we do so, greater prosperity and fertility will flow into our life. Alternatively, if your emotions have been blocked, this is the time to explore and experience them. So this is a card of embracing how we feel, facing them head on. Okay, are we sensitive today? We need to question that. Why am I oversensitive? What is the root cause of this? What's causing this trigger in me? If we're feeling extra affectionate towards somebody, that's beautiful, isn't it? Just enjoy all those moments of embracing. Embrace the good, the bad, and the ugly, because Pisces, we can't bury our head in the sand or dive deep into the waters before we have to finally surface to get a breath of fresh air and see things clearly. Coming in next, we have the Empress and we have the Eight of Water. The Empress is that beautiful card of giving birth to her dream. She sits there, she's got this new birth, this baby in her lap, she's feeling love, she's in a good place of wholesomeness and happiness. She has the ability to create her own dreams at this time. However, this could be the card of the announcement of the birth of a child, or a child adoption, or a child being brought into the family fold. It's a card of great abundance, and it's taking action. She doesn't sit there, but she's patient. She's planted her seed. She's waiting for her harvest to come in, but she's being patient in the process. The Eight of Water, balance again, my beautiful friends. We talked about that. You've got the balance card here, but the Eight of Water is that card that says you've decided to make a command decision to leave something, to change something, to walk away from something that may not have been bringing you in the return and the rewards for your work. Now, we talked about relationships here too. So you could be walking away from an unfulfilling, unreciprocal relationship. That's okay, Pisces. It's difficult, we know, but you need to. You're searching for more empowerment. You're searching for more enlightenment. You're searching for more fulfillment. And the only way you can do that is to leave one that's not. Okay, coming in at the end of the week, the end of the weekend, our angel number is 2002, and that comes out to a 4. So you can Google a 4. I could get into that, but right now, let's just get into what the book says. Unconditional love, what the deck says. Patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, taking action, and unconditional love. It's time to put those long cherished ideas into action, Pisces. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, circumstances, and resources. Eventually, you will experience joy as well as brand new opportunities. Trust the process. So we talked about love here. We talked about relationships here. We talked about balancing ourselves. We talked about reminiscing in the past. But we are definitely moving on, and we're going to experience unconditional love, whether it's from a person, whether it's for ourselves, or whether the universe and our angels and the divine are sending us that. Coming in, we've got the Knight of Earth, and the Page of Air. So the Page of Air is getting a message from somebody. That could be a little bit outspoken. They might have blurted it out at an inappropriate time, and you could be questioning that. But don't attack the messenger, Pisces. Just get the message. It's going to bring something into the table of truthfulness. You're going to be able now to take time, because it may slow down you moving forward. I might put a halt to something right now temporarily while you analyze this truth coming in. The Knight of Earth comes in. Yes, beautiful card. And we know that this knight is the slowest moving knight in the deck. He's methodical, organized, and accurate. He's organized. He's responsible. He's supportive. But he's also a big planner. or she, whatever, a big planner, and he makes detailed plans, okay? This card refers to making detailed plans. Don't go rushing in, okay? You could be getting enthusiastic. You could be excited about something that's coming into your life, and that's wonderful because, let's face it, we are emotional, creative, and sensitive. Pisces, this is a card that says, don't do that. Don't rush. Make your plan. Do your research, and then you're not going to make a mistake. You want to be accurate. Well, let's see what we have here in addition to this reading, my beautiful fellow Pisces. What do we need to see, know, and expect? Okay, our first card coming in is healing. We've got focus. Our vibration is rising. We've got a big fat yes. And what's on the bottom of the deck? Goal setting. Beautiful. Okay. Excuse me. Pisces, the Six of Water. You know, the Six of Water can be a card of healing. Okay. Balance. All right. The awakening. Yes, you could be going through a healing here, Pisces. It could be the end of a relationship that you need to get over. Right? Okay. But you could be healing through some medical issue, procedure, emotional, spiritual, okay, physical. Focusing on what you want. Okay. Stop looking outside of yourself. Step into your power, Pisces. You've got it. Okay. You have it. Your vibration is rising, Pisces. That's not a surprise. Things are working out. You're seeing the light. You've got a clear sight line now, and you are a goal setter, and that's what you're continuing to do as we move through to February here. You're continuing setting up new goals and being excited and exhilarated by them. Okay, and that's what brings you your success. So any answer to a big question you've got is a big fat yes. Well, my beautiful Pisces, fellow Pisces, this is our daily vibe from our guides for this weekend. And I wish you a great remainder to today and a beautiful, optimistic, healthy, happy, prosperous, and successful one. Always know I stand in this circle of love and light for you, and I'll see you soon, my beautiful fellow mermaids and mermen and sea sponges of the sea.